Hello, welcome to another episode of the Tales of House Grimm. We last seen some few nights after the house hosted the wedding of Houses Manning and Stark. The wedding guests have gone on their way, and reports have been filed, and House Stark have been suitably impressed with the housing, at least handling a difficult wedding and bringing about a peace in their lands. And the various members of the household are sitting down after an evening meal to discuss how best to allocate the favour of the Starks and to make their plans for the next couple of months. So, Boris is sitting back in his chair, nibbling on one of the fruit pies that was left over from the wedding feast. Would everyone else like to introduce themselves?
Corin will kind of be there. He's kind of relaxing in one of the chairs from writing one of the letters to Elena. Always waiting for people to show up.
Does your wrist ever get tired, young man?
Sometimes.
Well, you've been doing rather a lot of that writing, haven't you?
It's always good to foster good relations, and well, this is the easiest way to do it right now.
I suppose that sounds wise enough. And what do you think, Master Julius, as a fellow old man? What do you think when you see a young person trying to foster good relations with another young person?
In my experience, young people tend to be violent, venal, and generally unpleasant. So it's hard to imagine that realistically anyone can foster good relations with them.
Are you saying old people are not?
Well, we're certainly less venal, and I can't throw a punch like I used to. But unpleasant, I will certainly confess to. Most old people are very unpleasant. I, however, am a lovely person.
And what advice would you have for him, Lily?
Well, it's good to maintain friendly relationships, especially with those we are allied with. But I do believe that you and your partner whom you've been engaged in correspondence with have, well, it seems like you have established a pretty good relationship now, haven't you?
Definitely don't have to with each other, but no reason to drop off the face of the planet. And it's not as if all I'm doing is writing letters, of course. I'm still maintaining my duties about the keep and preparing for the upcoming tournament.
Lily will nod. As long as it doesn't get in the way of your duties.
Double nod in response.
Isn't courting a young lady one of his duties?
I mean, you could say it is, yes. I believe it's a duty to an important duty to the family, less so an important duty for the keep.
I'm sure everything he's doing is entirely out of a sense of duty to the family. Isn't that right, Cohen?
Of course.
Lily will smile. I would expect no less from my brother.
Yes, I'm sure none of your brothers would ever do anything that wasn't out of their duty for the family. So, but anyway, I do hope we've impressed Lady Cat.
I believe we have, yes.
So, where you plan to see this pay off? Ask the Starks for a good word. Praise you among the Northmen, so they might respect you more. Or something more tangible.
Well, that's something I would consider with the the input of the rest of my family. Having a good standing in the north is not something I'm over much concerned with at the moment. We have significant connections with the Northmen.
What is your learned counsel, Master Julius?
What? Oh, what?
Did you fall asleep there?
Yeah.
Old man nap time, I have those.
I think this food might be trifle rich.
I don't know.
And a rich trifle.
Maybe we should let young Maggie decide.
I think if we let Maggie decide, she would likely take the boon and gain 4 more sweets.
And don't you think that would be wise? Life is short. It's good to seek what pleasures where we can, isn't it?
It perhaps wouldn't be terrible if we could get an influx of new trade coming in.
Doing nice fine furs from the north.
Fine furs from the north would be that would be nice to have. Though I don't think we particularly need heavy furs right now.
Well, we'll sooner or later, as the Starks like to say.
Yes, winter is coming. And I'm sure when it comes, they will charge a much larger sum than they would now.
Precisely why we should buy furs in summer and buy summer dresses in winter. And by the same logic, we should seek to send out our trading vessels at the height of snow and ice, and seek to hunt large polar bears and whales in the depths of summer. I may have had slightly too much to drink. Just possibly.
Oh, you've got a rat to catch up with, haven't you?
That rat? I don't know if you've ever had the experience, but I now have to deal with an alcoholic rat. It's very aggressive if it doesn't get a small thimble of cider every few hours. At least when it dies, it will make very nice pate. Or either that or possibly poison the cat.
Did you ever tell Lily why you were giving a rat alcohol?
Oh, did I? Lily?
No, I don't believe you did.
Oh, yes. If I remember rightly, I was trying to check if that young bride had been poisoned. Instead of a dead rat, I ended up with an inebriated one.
Well, dear Maester, at least it wasn't poisoned.
True.
Though if the rat is not overly large, would it not be easier to just stop giving it cider and let nature take its course?
At some point, Lily, I will show you this rat. And when you watch what happens when it meets a cat, then you will tell me whether or not it's safe to just stop giving it once. That rat has grown fat. And and believe me, you've never known a surlier drunk than a drunken rat.
Could you not just keep it in its cage and perhaps eat it from afar and not give it the cider?
Rats can chew through brick, my boy. Its cage has a wooden floor. Do you want to wake up to find it sitting in your breeches?
I'll have to avoid that. Thank you.
Exactly.
So, young Cohen, what do you think we should invest the favour of the Starks in?
To be honest, the seeming ease that the Lord was assassinated, whether it was by his own. Well, we're not really sure exactly how it went down, but regardless, it still sits uneasily with me.
That's a good point. So who do you think did it?
We don't know exactly who could have done it, because it could have been the small folk who was holding the crossbow.
Well, he clearly did it.
But the crossbow was castle forged. Shouldn't have been able to get his hands on it. And the only other one there was the Lord's Knight.
So it was Lord Manning, who was the head of his house, who died. Who do we know who doesn't like House Manning?
Up until
Housewomaning?
Hmm.
Did Lord Manning have any female wards or daughters other than the bride? I think it was the bride who was his.
No, he had 2 sons.
Hmm.
Kevin and Ethan.
Hmm.
What? I suggest the daughter did it. What are you implying about daughters?
That daughters are just as capable of being vicious bastards as anyone.
Surely not.
Give a woman a knife and she'll stab you just as well as any son.
Hmm.
Wearing a dress does not preclude the ability to use a knife. Otherwise, dining experiences would be dreadful.
So, not.
But I was also wondering whether or not the knight could have killed him because she wanted to marry someone.
I doubt it would have been the knight.
I'd say it's almost certain to be the knight. A peasant with a castle-forged weapon. A knight who kills him immediately without questioning him. That knight would have to be unbelievably dumb.
What would you have done, Conrad, if someone shot your lord in front of you?
I would try to figure out why, first of all, and who was ordering it.
I know I would be very grateful if such an individual was sent to me for further interrogations. But you were going to say something, Willie.
It does look suspicious. I can admit that. However, I don't believe it was the knight.
And in walks Sir Desmond. We are a few nights after the wedding, and we are having a post-dinner discussion, which hopefully includes what we're spending the favour of House Stark. That's a glory point on, as well as discussing the story so far and plot and things.
Well,
That's when you
hello, dear family.
come back for the apple pie then.
Of course, I can't turn down a good apple pie.
So you just missed the discussion as to who murdered the father of the groom.
I think the longer time passes, the less I care. Unless it was somebody paid from our lands,
You'd be terrible in a siege, little brother.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is. As you just said, the longer it goes on, the less interest you have. If we were in the middle of a siege, it could go on for months. Halfway through, you'd be suddenly going,
because as we all know, a siege is a murder in a one-to-one comparison. Yes, of course. Anyway, no, I'm saying this particular event, the longer that time passes on, the less I find a need to care about it. Eventually, this is going to fade to memory, and probably the official story will become the actual story. And
oh, yes.
I don't care.
But it would be nice to know who did it, just in case the murderer comes back.
As I said, if it's somebody from our lands, then I am interested. If not, the odds of them coming back to do the same trick twice, I really don't think it's likely, and I just don't care.
But how are we to know if it's someone from our lands without investigating?
How do we know that the person who did it wasn't in fact just a murderer? It seems highly unlikely, but it could be the case.
Mm-hmm. But by much the same token, I could sit outside under the Godswood and find myself carried aloft by 200 crows and carried north of the wall. It's extraordinarily unlikely, but not impossible.
So you agree it doesn't really matter?
I'm saying that your logic is absurd.
I'm saying the odds of them the statistical likelihood of them returning to our lands, returning here, and doing the same thing twice is absurd.
Well,
odds are,
especially since the guy was killed.
This is also true too.
The small folk was killed. I'm still convinced the knight had something to do with it.
Of course, somebody else had something to do with it. But seeing as they probably don't hate us, and if they tried to do it twice, they would probably get caught. So, again, I say the worrying about that's small turnips.
So perhaps we should look to the future then, Desmond. So Desmond, what do you think we should invest the faith of the Starks in?
I don't know. I think honestly, just save it for a rainy day, so to speak. I can't think of much that would that requires. We have our biggest problem that we have in our region is banditry, as we all know. Mm-hmm. But that's not really something we can call on favor for to make as a definitive solution. That's just something we have to work on in a personal sort of sense.
You could ask the Starks to send some of their rangers down, or to help a bit.
Like I said, I think, but my own personal decision, or at least my personal say in the matter, would be simply holding it out in case there's an emergency or something. Having the Warden of the North be a one-time good close friend is better than, I don't know, hanging some bandits for horse thievery.
Okay, well,
it's a boring solution, I know, but
I suppose we can rely on the most honourable Eddard Stark to honour his debts.
He's good for that.
I thought
I'd never.
The Lannisters had always paid their debts.
Them too. But I'd heard most people pay their debts, don't they?
At some point, I need to show you some of the gambling houses near the Citadel. You'd be amazed how many maesters I've seen running down the street, being chased for debting money.
The thing is, Ned Stark always pays his debts, or Sir Eddard pays his debts, because simply put, he's an honorable man. Tywin Lannister always pays his debts because he wants to be perceived as an honorable man, but more importantly, he likes being a man to be feared.
So, in simple terms, Eddard Stark pays his debts because he is honorable. Tywin Lannister pays his because he is vindictive.
Yes. That's one of those ones that I would personally say you don't have to. You didn't hear that from me because he knows that I know he'll kill me.
And I certainly never, in a million years, would ever have claimed that Tywin Lannister was vindictive, and no one here heard me say it.
Well, as I said, that's one of the things that he seems to actively cultivate. So I don't think he would care that people would say that about him. I think that's one that he'd say, "Yes, I am," and you will do well to remember that.
Possibly.
Hmm.
Okay. So we have one proposal to hold it as a favour. Do we have a second proposal?
Honestly, that seems reasonable to me. Hold on to it for now.
Yes, setting us aside is probably best.
Okay, well, that sounds like a decision for now then.
Mm.
And that poses the next question: what should we work on for next month? I mean, my plan is to lounge around and keep making snide remarks about people as usual. But what's your plan?
I like it. I second that plan. Wait, shit, no, I have to go. Okay, no, I second that plan that you lie around and be snide. I have to go do work.
I don't entirely remember. Do we have any trade exports?
I don't know. That's not really my thing.
Well, we can check the books. Wait a second.
Yeah, the problem is
Eyes narrow.
you
Wait
have
a second.
You have a drunk maester. This is the issue.
All right, I think we all really need to dry out for a bit.
Yes. Someone fetch the Saden, the Soylent.
Anyway.
And at a practical level, who's going to be stewarding the house for next month? I think Violet did it last month. Do you want Lord Violet to do it again, or does someone else want to handle it for a month?
Oh, I am not much of a steward.
Just so you guys are all aware, the Maester has fallen asleep in his chair.
Okay,
just loudly snoring in the dining room.
I'm gonna prod you with my blackjack. Not hit, just lightly poke. Dearest Maester, I believe we're there discussing who is supposed to steward the house. I believe that is your duty, is it not?
Yes.
So there's that.
I think I'm going to go back to my.
Was that a decision that we're going to rely on Massachusetts stewardship for next month or two and see how things work out?
I find that amenable. I did have to discuss something with you, dearest Maester. Maybe you can enlighten me and pull out of his belt pouch a letter with a broken seal on it. See, I was given this letter. This has the seal of Baratheon of Dragonstone. It was broken. You know how that happened?
Come with me upstairs. We'll have a look. We'll find out. Gets up, starts staggering to the door.
Yeah, as he follows, he goes, how would there be a solution upstairs to someone went through my letter that has a seal of another lord?
He's going to go up to his tower. Are you going to follow him?
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure Lord Sturris won't mind.
Once he gets to the tower, Caleb, are you following him to the tower?
Yes.
Door doddery old man closes door. Then you hear thunk as Bolt slides across, straightens up, blinks several times, turns around, puts hand on table. You see his hand like maybe an inch away from quite a large chopping knife.
I have my Morning Star on me. If you're trying to make a threat.
No, it's not a threat. It's in case you decide to get uppity, little brother. I open it because it is my duty to be aware of the things of this house.
See, that's when you're
required to be aware of
that's where you are wrong. You are not required. I This letter is addressed to me from my daughter with a seal from Stannis Baratheon. You do not have the right to open that. Be understanding. Be of perfectly clear understanding. I wanted to talk to you about this first. By all rights, I could have sent word to the Citadel that my maester is going through my mail, breaking seals that were meant for my eyes first. You want to read it afterwards? Fine.
And you would find
Brother,
that every maester in the Citadel would consider you an incompetent for being so confused.
I'm not. That is not. You are trying to befuddle me or some such chicanery.
Every maester does it, little brother. They've always done it.
You're not supposed to. You know this.
That's what the lords get told. You know better. Now,
I'm telling you here and now.
I assume there's something important.
I'm telling you here and now. You do it again, I will send a written complaint. If you continue to do it, and you flaunt it in my face saying, well, this is how it's been done, we will have problems. I'm not threatening. I'm not saying I'll do this, that, or the other. I'm saying you and me will have a relationship that you don't want to have anymore.
As you wish.
I don't.
Slides the door open. I suggest you leave.
That's fine with me. And he'll leave.
Closes door. Bolt gets slid across. Walks over. Opens a small box. Takes out a little notebook and just writes in it. Doesn't wish letters opened. Doesn't wish aid from maesters. And then just his name. Close book, puts away.
What are you doing, kitty cat? Stop it. I have a cat on me.
Is that a good place to leave it?
I think so, yeah.
The immediate scene. Okay. Right, let's wrap the scene up there. Okay, so is that your decision that thought you're going to hold the 1 point of glory for now as a favour from the Starks, and Master Jewish is going to be making a stewardship roll for next month? See what happens.
Yeah.
In that case, we'll do the stewardship roll.
All right, let me just find my sheet then.
And okay, you may want to talk about yourselves as in where the positive or negative effect falls. Right. Okay. Okay. I've got the House Fortunes table. So do you know what dice you rolled in?
I'm trying to find the damn sheet. Where's it gone?
Is it in your doc? Okay, no. No, I don't have your stats in your character doc. So
yeah, I'm gonna have a quick peek.
Yeah, just put them in at some point, or otherwise send me a sheet.
I think I found it.
Well, it's a status test. Your status is 4, isn't it? I think.
Yes, I believe so.
And bonus dice of stewardship. Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Okay. I think I'm stewardship 3 or 4. I can't remember which. So this is the issue.
4 would be like extremely high. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. You need to look at your sheet. I don't have it, so
yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
That's a problem. But while he's sorting that out, does someone else want to roll 2d6 for the Godswood? because that has a random effect.
Oh, good.
It's
Got a grand total of 6.
you rolled a 6. Okay, it has a 2d6 -6 effect, so that covers nothing. Okay,
Okay, I found my sheet.
so net and
In that case, I have a status of 4, and what was the other one?
stewardship.
Stewardship. Where does that fall under?
That would be under the status skill, I think.
All right, I have an additional 1 bonus dice for stewardship rolls.
Okay, fine. So you rolled 5 dice and keeping 4.
Okay, so give me a second.
Fine.
What room are we using?
Sorry.
How are we doing the rolls?
Oh, I think. Well, let's say whatever. I think so. Earlier we were using. Was it called? Some link.
Yeah, Dark Ascension.
Or we
A
could.
rolls room.
Yeah.
I seem to have lost the link somewhere, but yeah.
They would have sent it over Facebook.
Oh, no, it is. Yeah, no, it's in my device. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go. Hang on.
Okay. So on this roll, you get +3 for your population, but you get -10 for your complete lack of law. So there's a net of -7. The Godswood is on neutral, so that's just -7 as well.
So that's 5d6, yes?
5d6, keep 4.
Okay, 5d6. So keep the highest 4, so that's a grand total of 17.
17, take off the 7 is 10, is a decline.
God dang it.
Which is
A decline in crime?
decline. See what that does. Okay. Oh, is that right? That can't be right. Wait. Oh, hang on. Do I need? I need the other chapter for the effect. I think.
Yeah, the effects are much later in the book for some stupid reason.
Yeah, I've stuck it. Storyteller section, aren't they? I think. Music or not? I assume it's not the same as the decline on the house generation table because that's like.
No, it's not.
Yeah. But let me know if you find it. I'm looking for it myself.
Yeah, hang on. Let's see.
We got less than last time. It was with.
Yeah, I know it's near the back of the book. So, give me a moment. Core book. House. What the results mean? Here we are. House fortunes.
We've got page number.
Yes, 207. A decline. When decline results, it reflects a diminishing of one or more of the house's resources. Decline reveals shifts in the house's fortunes, such as a loss of land, weakening of defenses, etc. Decline should reduce one resource by 1 point.
Fair enough. I'm still not finding that. What 207 you say?
Yeah, page 207 of the Song of Ice and Fire core book.
Oh, is that the PDF page number or the actual page number?
Both.
Oh, okay. It may have been. I may have like an early printing.
It's in the section for. It's on the same page as the magic rules.
I'll switch to the PDF and see if I can find it there.
It's in chapter 11, if that helps.
So page 207.
Yeah.
Much more of that will be in chapter 11. Bankruptcy joke.
Fortunes.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Boon. There we are. Yeah, decline. Shift size fortune, weekly allowance expenses. Should the decline should okay? Does it specify who decides?
No. Let's see. No,
decides
6 possible fortunes. Here we are. The fortune reveals itself sometime in the following in a form and fashion the narrator decides.
Okay. That may function as story seed. Okay. Do you want to also right? Okay. Think on that. So what? Something goes down by 1 point. Okay. I'll just put decline in the spreadsheet for now. And the first month was blessed. Okay. Do you want to roll for next month as well?
Yep. This is where it ends up with disaster. Oh look!
Was it another 10?
No, that's.
There's another roll there as well. Tiger, do you want to roll the 2d6 for the Godswood tree for the next month?
6, 10, 12 is the total of that one.
Well, 12 is higher than 10. That might be better.
I got a total of 10 on the Godswood.
Oh, okay. So you rolled a 10 on the Godswood, which is -6. Is that becomes a +4, +7. So the net result from your house is -3 this month because the Godswood is having a good day. What was your roll? Was it
my roll was 12 total?
The minus as in the best 4. You kept the best 4.
Yeah, the best 4 was 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
That becomes a 9 because -3, which is a curse.
Okay. A curse reduces 1 resource by 1 to 3 points, or 2 resources by 1 point each.
Examples
What
are
the shit?
brigands, bad weather, blights, desertion, lawlessness, other effects.
Please not more lawlessness. Desmond isn't sleeping enough already.
Do you realise that those 2 results could easily mean that in the space of 2 months we've lost 4 points of law?
Hey, you gained 3 for 1 month. So I know. Let's what. Let me think about what plot and what's thematically appropriate.
Because if it's 1 resource, you have to roll a 1d3.
Yeah, I could do a D3 off 1, or just 2 1 points off 2 different things. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's say for the first, let's say the decline is a wealth because you blew a lot on the wedding.
Yeah.
That's fine. And let's say for month 3 where you got the curse. It's like.
I feel the need to ask, like, why the hell is Tiger's Godswood ruining my stewardship?
So the Godwood adds plus 2d6 -6. So on balance, it's slightly positive. Religious buildings help your lands. Obviously, keeping a pious population is a happy population. And people like it when they see you respect the gods.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I think Marks would agree.
Fuck it,
That could have been a disaster. So,
I'll tell you what. Okay, someone throw a d6. On an odd, we'll go for d3. On an even, we'll go for 2 1 point hit.
Hold on, I'll make the roll. Oh, 1.
What did I say it was? Odd is the d3. Okay, so we've got 3. We've got 7 stats. Throw a d7. We'll see randomly which one it hits.
Okay, give me a second. 1d7 is a 7.
That's wealth.
Okay.
And so do a D3.
And a d3. That's a 1.
Okay, that's just 1 point off wealth then.
So-
Again. Okay.
Did we dishonor a gypsy in our land? What happened?
So that means that in the 2 months I was in charge, we've lost 2 points of wealth.
I changed my opinion. Brother, I might murder you for other reasons.
Okay. Well, what we could do is the master clearly he felt he needed to invest a lot in all his experiments in his tower.
Yes, there's been an increasingly high number in recent weeks of strange wind turbines being attached to the Maester's tower as he tries to invent wind power.
Servants, break up that doorway. But leave 1 bottle of Amontillado. It makes me giggle.
The servants are surprised to see a man in what can only be described as a seat on a length of rope slowly lower himself out the window one day.
Okay. So, right. Okay. Well, if that concludes the 2 months, we'll go to the actual scene I had planned for the day, which is say plot intro for the next episode. Unless anyone else wants to say anything or do anything in the meantime.
Screw the maester.
Okay.
No, you're not going anywhere near me, buddy.
Right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I just did a test roll, for that Godswood. It says 2d6 minus 6, right?
Yeah. So it's broadly positive.
Would you like to know what I just rolled?
Probably.
A total of minus 3.
Um,
What would that have done to a stewardship roll?
well, as I said, that was, yeah, you fall off bottom of the table at that rate. Anyway, right. Okay.
I'm really
Okay, so we're now 2 months after the wedding. Obviously, things have progressed in your lands, and that's mostly well, apart from the economic hit. Obviously, someone's been busy letter writing, and I think it's already your brief, Master Julius, about letters go back and forth. So, okay, it's we'll say it's late afternoon. So I guess Master Julius is probably in his tower. Karan is, I don't know, shall we say he's training archery with some of the with one of the archery units. He's overseeing their training exercises, and Desmond is going about his business. When one of your men at arms hurries up to him, my lord, there's riders at the gate. A group of knights approaching.
What standards do they bear?
Red and blue, my lord.
Okay. Out of character, I don't remember what that is.
Okay. So, are you going to the gate, or
yeah, he goes to the gate.
So they're still they came to get you right away, so still a little way off at the moment. As they come closer, the red and blue standards resolve as that.
House Tully. Or
Okay.
at least one of their banner houses.
Okay. Well.
So it looks like a group of 8 men. So you'd guess a few knights, and some would probably be their squires on support.
Yeah. Okay.
All clearly, this is a group of armed men who can handle themselves.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely shout out to them. Hail and well met. What brings you here?
Okay. The what you'd recognise as probably as the Lord steps forwards or rides forwards. Looks up. Welcome. We've. Sorry, give me a moment to plan this out. Hello, welcome, House Grimm. We've your lord has come to visit and inspect your lands.
Okay. Come on in then, and I'll say that I go down to the I was probably on the parapet, so I go and open.
They ride in and dismount. Once they take the helmets off, you'll see you don't recognise the knights and other people with them, but you'll recognise. Say now he's taking his helmet off. The leader of this group, who are Sir Desmond. It's been a few months. How are you doing?
Well enough. We're always trying to improve our lands here. We've been having issue with bandits as well always, but other than that, everything seems to be fine and quiet.
Okay. It's looks around, taking a moment to take in the courtyard, admiring it. I'll just be staying a couple of nights, but I wanted to drop by and just see how things were doing here now that Lord Ryland's returned.
Oh, of course. If you want to speak to our maester for any inspections, by all means. If you need any help of me or my men, we are at your disposal.
Oh, thank you. Well, perhaps you could see my men are made comfortable, and we could ride out to inspect your lands on the morrow.
Sure. Sounds completely acceptable.
Okay. Okay. Koran, you're bound to have noticed by now there's a bit of commotion as the people arrived. For context, because I know you're not sub Game of Thrones, so you are a banner house sworn to House Tully, who are the lords of the Riverlands. Their lord or their house head is Hoster Tully, who is in his 90s, doesn't get out very much. This man, Edmure, is his son and heir.
That's who I'm talking to.
Yeah, this is.
I thought you recognised the photo. Okay, this is the younger brother of Kathleen Stark. He wrote,
yeah, this is the blackfish, isn't it?
No, it's not the blackfish. It's the heir, Edmure. The man who gets married at the red wedding later on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. All right. Gotta deal with Captain Pants on Head. Let's get this over with. I'm still treating him with the utmost respect, but they sent the blackfish. Me and him would have got along a lot better. This guy.
The blackfish, incidentally, who is this guy's uncle, he is currently a guardian of the gate in the House Arrynlands.
Okay. So yeah, I will make sure that everything he asks for, I will give. I'm not being a shit about this.
Okay. Okay. Well, your people making appropriate accommodations for your guests. I assume you serve an appropriate dinner.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to? Okay, there's plenty of opportunity over dinner for you to raise conversation topics or say anything if you want to. This goes to all of you.
I can't think of anything particular. I know I'm being a bad intrigue person, but okay. I don't blame my character.
Make sure we'll talk. That's fine. Kat asked me to extend her gratitude for your for handling the matter of the wedding. I know she was very grateful that it was almost resolved without bloodshed, but peace has been secured. That's the main thing. Dances around and look at who's in the room. Thoughtful moment. Okay, one of the servants comes up to you, Master Julius, while you're sat at the dinner table. Master, a raven's just arrived from the north.
Very well. Hold that hand. Or has he not brought a note or
Oh,
anything? Did he ju-
do you have a servant who's allowed to handle the ravens and take the message off the ravens? If you do, then he's brought the message down.
All right. In that case, I'll go up and get the
It's
note.
up to your call. I don't know what your default.
Yeah, I'll go up and get the note then.
Okay.
Does it have a seal?
It does have a seal. It has the seal of House Manning. No, beg pardon, no, the seal of House Hart.
In that case, my instructions will be very explicit.
It's addressed to Koran.
Yeah, I'll have brought the servant up with me, and I will give it to the servant with the explicit instructions to hand it to Caleb's character with the request that he personally deliver it to Corin to be certain that it remains unbroken.
Okay, so slightly confused, but does that? I was back downstairs. So Desmond, I've been told to give you this letter for Koran.
Oh, odd, but okay. Follow through with that. And he's gonna explain that it was the chain. I was told to give this to you, but he gives sort of like a cocked eyebrow, like I don't fucking know. There you go.
Okay. You'll obviously by now you'll definitely recognise the hand and the seal. I will. Okay. Have you got your Facebook IM open, Tiger?
I do.
Okay, I will IM you the appropriate link. There we are. You can read the letter. You can sit there and read the letter. So you were saying, Sir Desmond, how are things here? We were surprised. I mean, we expected good Koran here to become the Lord.
Surprise.
Well, Rhinon was gone for, was it 9 years?
Yeah.
It was not. I did not know if he was still alive, much less would return.
I will personally say I was surprised too, but surprised like a unexpected gift. Family is very important to me, and well, my nephew, who I thought I had lost to a war, and maybe lost to some Esocian, someone from Essos. I thought they might have killed him. So having him return to me made an old soldier quite happy.
Yes. Yeah, no, it is always good to be united with long lost family. Ultimately all we have in the world. Okay, Tiger, is there any obvious reaction on your face when you read the letter?
Yeah, he's looking a little shocked. He'll look at Desmond and say, "Uncle, when you and Maester Julius get a free moment, there's something I need to discuss with the both of you."
Well,
Julius, incidentally, has not come back down from the dining room. I mean, from his tower.
Okay, well, I will say, if you pardon me, my Lord Tully, I handle some, hopefully some trivial family business. I will be right back with you.
Of course, don't let me impose. Well, as I said, you see to your affairs, and we'll start early tomorrow and ride out together.
Of course. And I'll excuse myself and go and meet with my meet with my nephew.
Switch to your family too.
What appears to be the matter?
You remember how we were speaking of the Lord's death and how we thought it would be a huge issue in the future?
Well, I didn't, but am I wrong?
The new Lord, Heaven, has apparently had a similar kind of hunting accident and also passed away.
That is tragic and highly coincidental, and I am of the assumption that it's technically not our fault or our problem. Am I correct?
I guess you're correct for now, but it's something to keep an eye on, I suppose.
Must be one of those hereditary diseases. Gets predilection to being murdered by assassins. I'm glad our family doesn't have that. I think ours is just severe drinking. So, okay, so the it was Hart, right? That's who got murdered?
I think it was Nana.
Okay, well, this doesn't entirely bode well, but again, unless I'm wrong, I think we're still in the clear. So, I have nothing else to say on the matter. Your thoughts?
It's still not sitting well with me, but I don't know what there is that we can do about it at this point. Apparently, Lady Sylvia has already with child, so there may be an issue of inheritance that might come up. But
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that financially wasn't the most bountiful event, if they decide to hold the next wedding here, I suppose we might have to start charging a premium.
Did Julius come down from his tower? Or is he still just hiding?
He's still in the tower. Unless you go to see him, he ain't coming down.
You want to go? Do you want to go bother my older brother?
Yeah, I'll go bother him.
I'll go with you. I don't mind.
When you get there, the door is locked with a small note pinned to it saying, please knock before entering. Careful experimentation underway.
Warren will knock.
After several moments, you'll hear the bolt slid across, door open, and a foul stench, like the worst open sewer imaginable, will just blast out through the door. And there will be Julius with like a massive scarf wrapped around his nose and mouth.
Okay. This is new.
I'm working on an experiment.
Clearly. Could you take a $5 on that? And our dearest nephew here has a matter he discussed with me. I would like to bring it to your attention too.
He steps out, closes the door, takes the scarf off. Foul stuff. Never work with dung, boy. Especially never try boiling it.
Either way.
Now, you had something you wanted to discuss.
It seems there's a family predilection for house manning to die in hunting accidents, according to this letter I've received.
And that's our concern for why?
It's really the point. There's something about it that doesn't seem right.
Well, that's obvious. There's people in the house are being assassinated. That's fairly obvious. Again, why is this our problem?
Well, it's not directly our problem now, but it could possibly become it in the future.
Then my advice, young Corin, and he puts a hat on your shoulder. You notice he's wearing like a really, really heavy leather glove. And he goes, try not to be killed in a hunting accident. That's my best advice.
If you haven't noticed, I don't hunt.
Thinks about his position in the house, and just kind of lets out a deep sigh.
Oh, Yeah. Come here, boy. You need a hug. No, you say, look, no. The thing is, hunting accidents are a favorable form of assassination because, simply put, they're a dangerous activity. So be really, really damn good at your job.
Or wear armor. Wearing a breastplate is always a useful idea.
The damn boar's test will take you out at the legs. And you need your legs to be flexible, so it starts becoming the stupid, like, riddle, like, one half of the other type thing, you know, like, be good with a bow. That'd probably be my suggestion.
It tends to work fairly well. But very well,
And also, it's good that this is all brought to your attention, and this is... Yeah. I don't like it, but again, also, if you're wondering why we're so blasé about this, we've been through this before. It's not our problem, unless this somehow becomes everybody's problem, in which case it's stupid.
To be fair, they said it was everyone's problem when the Mad King was killed.
No, that's what I mean. Is that the initial incident of Prince Rhaegar running off with the Stark girl? It wasn't anybody's problem but those two. But then they made it everyone's problem, and then it got stupid.
Yes. Just think, if King Robert had decided to just find another woman. Now.
Still have Bernie McCreepypants as king?
Yeah, he'd have died eventually. Rhaegar was a pleasant enough boy. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to get back to working with my putrescent samples.
You do that. You do that, brother.
Oh, that reminds me. If you see at any point a bottle marked with the words experimental poultice, don't use it.
Sure, right.
Door opens, stench hits, scarf on, closed door, thump, bolt.
well. Alright, I'll go back to training the archers, I suppose. Thank you for your time, Uncle.
Well, of course. You know that both my nephews and my niece will always have my time.
Who are those men that showed up?
Oh, do you want to ride out with us tomorrow? We got to inspect the lands. They're sent by the by House Tully. They're here for an inspection, which is fine. I've always known Oster to be an equitable man, and Edmure to be harmless. So
I'll ride out with all of you, I suppose.
So I'm definitely gonna go back down to meet with Edmure.
Well, if there's no one's got else to say, we could do a scene cut there and move to the next morning.
Sure.
I'm just being told Evan might actually, Evan has now woken up, so might actually join us in a moment.
The ritual is complete.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, who sacrificed the white dove this time?
Okay, so we'll move to the next morning. Edmure and his knights have risen actually appropriately early, and Catline prepared a good breakfast, and you're all saddling up in the main yard to ride out. Anything in particular that you want to show him or steer him away from?
The mass grave. Keep him away from the mass grave.
Yeah, there would be that if we have one. Dear God, I hope we don't. No, I'll point out, dearest Maester, we have an area near the coast. We don't have a mass grave. You just dump them in the ocean. Be smart about it.
But the body parts.
I'm gonna burn you as a witch. Stop it.
What are you, a priest of law? We don't burn witches.
Thinking about it. Fine. I'll do the thing where they plant the bamboo and it grows through your body. That's what the old gods would like, right? Kill you with tree power. Anyway.
What is Westerosi Asia?
Far Essos. Anyway, so yeah, I would say that I'd tell them that I'm sure I know of bandit hotspots or whatever. We should probably steer clear, bandit wood areas. Yeah, we've been trying to clear those out. They're not quite
okay. So
safe
you're
yet.
okay. So is that what you're kind of telling him?
Yeah, it's this is. I'm not hiding it.
Okay, he's nodding, looking thoughtful.
I'm not hiding we have a bandit problem because everyone knows we have a bandit problem, but it's something that we're taking steps to resolve.
Well, so you start writing out and you're making small talk as you're going. So what is your plan to handle these bandits, Desmond?
Slow and meticulous rooting them out, finding where they live, dealing with them, meting up the king's justice as necessary. Some big brave show of bravado is how you get a lot of people killed, and how you end up getting bandits scattering, and it just becomes self-defeating. Where if you take your time, find their places, root them out, then you make sure the problem stays solved. Which we've been having some gains in that area. Because we have out of character. Since we focused on that.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good you'll give the matter proper attention. Okay.
Is there any bit of our lands you would like to see in particular? Anything you've been instructed to inspect up close?
I should like to visit the port while I'm here.
Of course.
Perhaps we could start heading in that direction.
Oh yeah, and he'll guide them in that direction.
Okay, so you spend you ride over for a couple hours. You spend the midday. You probably take lunch at somewhere around the port. And the port seems to be in perfectly good order, and that Edmure, as far as we can tell, seems sufficiently happy with how things are, and it's. Again, I'm partly faffing waiting for Evan to turn up. And then so early afternoon, you start to make your way back in. Obviously, you're not going to say way back. You're going in a sort of circle round because that's sensible. What else do you have on your lands? Which I should note. Probably go through some of the forest. Is it forest and plains you've got? Why is my spreadsheet gone completely black? Oh, they're right.
That bodes poorly. The doomable area, apparently.
You've got plains as lads. Okay, so right across the plains. Okay. Corana, you probably haven't met Edmure very much, but obviously you're somewhat younger. So, do you want to make all of you? Do you want to make a general awareness roll?
Sure.
Yes. Those of you who are riding out.
I gotta pop on the thing then.
I'm still in my tower, so
that's fine.
The roll.
You could well, if you want to, Anthony, you could roll for what you're doing. You can roll whatever skill you argue is appropriate.
Yeah.
Dark Ascension, right? Is the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you agree that this will come under research?
Yeah, got it.
Right, yeah.
Oh, and then It's for 3 in awareness. It's a 3d6, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Evan just messaged the group saying that it's one of the hangouts that he can't access for whatever reason. So he's wanting to know if you don't mind hopping over to a new one.
Okay.
That's a 9 for me, by the way, for awareness.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. A 9, Edwia looks sufficiently amenable and satisfied as far as you can tell. Tiger, what did you get?
7.
So, yeah, same. Okay. Right. Fine. Okay, fine. Well, let's just. I'll turn the button and we'll move to a new hangout then.
Okay.